Y'all, this whole Summer Wells case just keeps getting more twisted and twisted the more I dive in and the more videos I watch. Now, this right here is Miss Robin. That was Summer's Sunday school teacher, or Saturday school teacher, however they want to say it. Now, she has been doing interviews left and right, child. And in every interview, she is over here giggling, just giddy and happy. I ain't seen her show no sign of sadness, anger, or anything. So I'm like, well, wait a minute now. Whoa, hold up. We all handle things and situations differently, but this right here ain't the way to handle a missing child. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. You don't go around that is just so freaking weird to me. Now, some people might chalk it up to nerves, but she has done it on every single interview, every single sit down she has done with so many freaking YouTube creators, content creators. The interview room guy, y'all, that is the video we are going to sit here and watch today. Shout out to the interview room. If y'all ain't following them, you better go subscribe. And I want y'all to listen. About halfway through the interview, halfway through it, she mentioned something about the red Tacoma. Said, oh, well, no. You notice how she don't want to talk about that. No, we're not looking for that. No. But the TBI says that we still looking for it. You know why she said that? You know how convenient it is that she owns a red Toyota Tacoma. Yes, child. And then look, she's been going around exiting out of flyers saying ruled out. The TBI ain't ruled it out, y'all. They ain't ruled it out. And you notice how everybody was talking about the red Tacoma, because that's what, Don and Candace said. We was looking. That's what the police said, the TBI. We're looking for a red Tacoma. Now, notice when that took off and everybody's like, okay, looking for the Tacoma. You notice when everybody was like, the Sunday school teacher has a red Tacoma. You notice how all of a sudden, a few months later, it's changed to, oh, it was a dark-colored SUV/minivan. What? Why are we just now hearing about this? Excuse me? Don and Candace have been very vocal, mainly Don. Don is wallowing in this spotlight. Don is enjoying this spotlight like Drew Peterson. Y'all remember that case? Yes. Some of these killers, some of these evil people, they love the spotlight, and they will get all up in the spotlight. They want you to believe they can do no wrong, but child, that's the ones you need to be looking out for. I'm just saying. Now, let's go ahead and watch this video. Y'all, listen closely. When she starts talking about that red Tacoma, y'all let me know what you think in the comments.
You teach the little ones about gospel principles.
Yes.
And bringing them to Christ, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Yes, that's right.
How did Summer gravitate towards that? Tell me about that.
I'm trying to remember the first time they ever came to church. It seems like she was just very excited to be here. And she just wanted to just be loved. She just wanted to be loved. And I could sense that from her from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's a little girl who just wants to be loved, And luckily our Sabbath school classes are all about that. They're all about just sharing love with the kids and teaching about someone that they can count on that's always going to be there for them. And I think that I know she enjoyed coming. Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw obviously there are a couple of videos that are floating around on YouTube and where she is coming up to you on you call that the bema?
The platform.
The platform.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Where she's coming.
We're not Jewish, but yeah.
Where she comes up, and I can tell she was, well, what was your impression of all of that when she would do that?
I loved it because I'm nervous when I get up front, and a
Okay.
lot of people, because I'm up front a lot,
Yeah.
people probably think that I'm comfortable up there. I get nervous every single time, and I love it when the kids come up there. And she would come up there and just join me and hang off of me and sing a little bit. It was wonderful, yeah. And the church loves it too, yeah.
Very open.
Yes.
So that wasn't unusual then?
No.
Okay,
Kids
good.
come up there all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people have read into that as if, she's just running around the church. Is she running around the church?
Yeah, there were times that she was,
Okay.
to be honest. And I'm sure that there were some people who might have, rolled their eyes or something. I mean, personally, I just love to see children in the church, and
Right.
and whatever level of being able to sit still that they're at, I'm okay with that. Nobody that I'm aware of ever said anything ugly to her or the family about it. We just love that the kids are there. We just love that they're there. But to be honest, yeah, she did. She ran around on the platform and stuff. Yeah, she did. And it's not that we didn't. We actually had a class where we would teach the kids about how to sit still in church.
How to
and
be reverent.
How to be reverent.
Yeah.
And some grasp it quicker than others, and some have just energy that they just cannot contain. So.
Yeah, and that leads me into a thought of what was she like? And when you talk about her energy, what meaning was there any indication that she was on maybe an autism spectrum or anything to that effect?
I am no expert on that, but I had been asked that before, and I don't think so. I don't think so. But she did speak. People would sometimes think that she never talked. She did talk. When she wanted to say something, she could say it clearly as day. She's very good at enunciating her words and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't talk often. But when she wanted to, she did. I don't think that there was autism, but like I said, I'm not licensed to diagnose or anything.
Right. From a mom's perspective now.
From a mom's perspective,
Miss Mom.
I don't think that she was autistic. I would make eye contact with her,
Okay.
and I would make her make eye contact with me sometimes, because sometimes she did want to glance around, but no, she would make eye contact. I don't think so.
There's one video where she reaches up and touches your face.
Yes.
Is that related to that?
She wanted my attention. She wanted me to look at her too.
Okay.
Which I usually am more than happy to do, but when I'm up front leading song service, that's not as easy.
Okay. What were favorite things in your class?
What were her favorite things?
Yeah.
Just helping. She wanted to get down on the floor. We have like memory verses and stickers, and we would put the day's memory verse on this sheet. Every Sabbath there's a line with the memory verses on there for the memory verse for that week.
Okay.
And I was just kind of helping get those memory verse sheets ready for the kids, and she wanted to get down and help me. We were down on the floor, she was putting stickers on there. She was whatever it was that I was prepping for in the class. She was right there beside me wanting to help. Now, there were times she would sit and listen, and she did do that too, but her main thing she wanted to do was help.
And how many other kids in your class, approximately?
Oh, I don't know, maybe there's probably 20 or so.
Was she doing anything outside of the realm of what the other children may have done? Meaning, was it unusual for just Summer to do that, or were the other kids doing it as well? Meaning wanting to help, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Or was she a little bit further ahead?
She was the special one that I allowed to do that, because the other kids would usually sit and listen in class. Summer was the one that it was easier just to let her help than to try to get her to sit still.
Sure.
So I allowed her. And my little girl even would sometimes be like, "Mommy, I want to help too." And I'm like, "You sit and listen."
What was it like having her in your arms?
Oh, it was just so sweet. There were times, I'm going to admit, it was frustrating, because I'd be trying to lead a class and teach, and she'd kind of be in the way or doing things, squirming. I'd say, "You quit being a squirmy tail." And she's just moving around all the time. So there were times it was frustrating, but I loved it. I loved it. And now looking back, I'd do anything for another day with my little squirmy tail girl in my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken an emotional impact on a lot of people, huh? Help me understand those feelings.
It changes from one day to the next. It changes. There are days where there have been really bad days where I could not eat. I could not sleep. I would just cry all day long. And could barely work. It was that bad. And then there's been other days where I just have so much hope. Today's one of those days. I'm feeling so much hope today, and I'm in a good mood. I'm like, God is going to bring, this is all going to be for God's glory, and I'm just waiting in anticipation for that day that she's found, and we're going to praise God even more because it's going to be a miracle.
Right.
It will be a miracle when she's found.
Right.
And when she is found, it is going to bring so much glory to God. It's going to answer a million people's prayers. I mean, Billy, I don't know how many people are praying for this little girl, but so many.
Right. Many.
So,
the world.
The world. The world.
The world.
The world is praying for her.
Really
so
is.
that's today. Today, that's where I'm at. I'm feeling so much hope today.
Right.
But if you'd asked me this yesterday was a rough day for me for some reason.
Yeah.
It changes.
So it's a in your mind, it is a faith journey here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then when she would come to church, well, when the first time you saw her, what was your impression when you if you can remember? And I don't even know, how long ago was that? Do you know?
Probably about 2.5 years, maybe.
Okay.
I'm thinking approximately 2.5.
Okay. And who brought her to church?
Her mom and dad.
Her mom and dad, both Dawn and Candace. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
Well, when they first came here, Candace and Dawn know I love them, and that I don't mean this in a judgy way at all, but sometimes when people come in for the first time and, just dressed kind of down, we kind of think maybe they're just here to...
Kind of like me.
Yeah, just like we're not all fancy here. We don't
That's
even,
right.
like people in our church sometimes.
I am dressed down, so I can relate where you're going right away. Go ahead.
Well, they'll come in wearing t-shirts and jeans. I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing. I actually am glad people come dressing down because it makes other people feel more welcome. But I mean, when they first came in, I thought, well, maybe they're here for donations.
The widows might.
Yeah, the widows might. Yes, absolutely. Oh, praise the Lord. So I thought maybe that was it, but you know what? They came. Their kids just seemed to love it, and they seemed to love coming to Sabbath school.
Were the boys here too?
The boys were here.
The whole
Everyone was
family.
here. Yep. And I was just happy to have them here. Everyone was happy to see them, and I didn't know if we'd see them again, but they were here the next Sabbath, and then they were here the next Sabbath, and I was like, wow, they're really coming. They're on time. They come on time, and they leave at the end of church. They're not here just to check us out or to get anything. They're here because they want to worship.
Okay.
They want to worship. Yeah.
So there was a sincerity there.
There was.
Okay. And Candace was here today.
She was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me that yesterday.
Did she?
I talked to her on the phone briefly, and she said, I'm going to go to church tomorrow.
No.
And I'm hoping to reconnect with her. She's, I think her phone is slammed today because of the search going on.
Yes.
And I didn't want to, be disrespectful to not only, her or the church as a whole, but, I'm like you, sincerely trying to figure out, okay, how can we offer, the best information, which is truthful, not speculation or this or that, but because that impacts Summer, right? And that's why I waited. So that said, when they've been here, coming to your church here, and they obviously became part of the church family, would that be an accurate assessment?
Yeah, I would say they just, especially with the kids and everything, they just seem to just blend right in with us, you know. Just in a brotherly, sisterly love kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. I don't actually think that they're members.
Right.
I don't think they ever joined as members.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that they're
Do you know
not.
what faith they are?
Well, I know that Dawn is Seventh-day Adventist, and I'm not sure about Candace.
What was the interaction between the children, mom and dad, the family, when Summer was just kind of being Summer?
Yeah. Mom and Dad were sitting over there listening to the sermon, and Summer was running around. And I'll be honest with you, so many people in our church, it wasn't just me. I think a lot of people probably think it was just me and Summer. There was multiple families in the church that would just, have little bags and little toys and things, or have kids of their own that she would just kind of join in and play with. And so she was very well occupied. And to be honest, it's kind of, I think, a wonderful ministry to allow the parents to have that break to listen to the sermon.
Absolutely.
Because they've got the kids all the time. So for them to have a break while other people in the church who love to, have that interaction, it was a blessing. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it in your heart that connected with hers?
I love snuggles.
Okay, so you're
I love to
you're a
snuggle.
snuggler, huh?
I'm a snuggler.
Okay.
And my little girl is usually a snuggler, but when she comes to church, she got all her friends and stuff, so I'm not getting as much love. And so summer comes and she wants to, you know, just kind of love on me, and I just, yeah, it was a good connection.
So going back to, so tell me about what it felt like to have her in your arms.
It was just like having another daughter. That's
Okay.
what it was like, just having another daughter. Yeah.
Right. On an emotional level, for her, what did you sense?
You know, I think that she just wanted extra love and attention. I mean, every kid, isn't that what every kid wants? They
Yeah.
just want to be loved. And I think she just needed some extra love, and I think that she did, and she just found that in me.
Okay. Why was that though? Why do you think that?
Well, I know
There's
what you're
no-
trying to say.
No, actually I'm not.
You're not.
Okay, but I appreciate you.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to understand is, in a victimology,
Yeah.
okay, in order to understand her, okay, we have to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Okay, and because if hypothetically she wandered off into those woods, is there anything in what they, right, there's pre-incident, what they call pre-incident behavior,
Right.
incident behavior, and post-incident behavior.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're looking through the eyes, let me give you a simple analogy, okay? If you understand the mind of the hunter, the only way you can understand that hunter is to recognize the victim, i.e. a deer, okay? Some hunters put bait out and the deer comes to it and then they act, okay? Some hunters go to a certain area for days, weeks, months, okay, knowing that at some point that deer will come across, but I've already scoped it out,
Right.
okay? Well, some hunters wait till the deer puts their head down to eat the bait that they put out, okay, and then they take the shot, okay? Well, human behavior, and I've been trained in behavioral analysis, criminal behavioral analysis, okay? Human behavior is similar to that process when children are victimized, okay? So in order to understand that, you have to think this idea of, okay, does the suspect know that? Or maybe they don't. And it's just a little, you know, it's one of these things. It's a tragedy kind of thing, okay? So what I'm trying to process here by asking you that question, okay, is could somebody have seen that and said to themselves, okay, I've got an opportunity here. Are you tracking where I'm going here? This is not disrespectful to the parents or anything like that, right? Because you have to ask the parents too.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
you've got to say, tell me about Summer, and Mom will, you know, tell us about Summer, okay? And then there's the other side of it, i.e. people that know her, okay? Tell me about Summer, okay? And those kind of ideas then help you understand, okay, well, if she was abducted, why? What did the suspect see? Because I drove up that property to Ben Hill Road, and that's way up that hill,
Right.
okay? It's a really risky place to go
Right.
if you're looking for Summer,
Right.
okay? So I'm trying to reverse engineer it and take it from, okay, what is truth? Not what is speculation, not what is rumor, okay? But talking to people like you and say, what did you think?
Right.
Okay? I mean, when I look at her photographs, okay, I see a little girl screaming for attention, okay, a lot, okay? Then I look at the geographical location where she lives, okay, and her clinging to puppies and just being the only girl in a family of three,
Yeah.
okay, with three other brothers, okay, going, well, okay, I can see maybe why. Maybe there's dynamics between family members that you don't know about, and I wouldn't ask you about them, okay, that make that presentation in public where she comes to you and she clings on to you, okay. One interesting observation here, just while we've been talking, is your little one, okay, ignored me. Right?
Yeah.
When she came in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Summer would have. I think Summer would have sized me up, okay, and probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, because you know her.
Yeah.
Okay. She probably would have sized me up and she would have been curious. Okay.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why could you see that?
Because I've seen her do that.
That's the idea here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Okay. So, what did your heart connect with her? Well, again, going back to that question, what connected you to?
Yeah, just the desire to love and be loved. I mean, it's just, I'm a real simple person. I just like to be snuggled and loved, and she did too.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking was the connection. That, and I just love children in general.
Right.
I do. And if a little child wants to hug on me, bring it on. I'm all about it, you know.
Okay. Anything in her behavior that struck you as being out of the normal?
No, I mean, yeah, she seems to be very hyperactive at times and doesn't always respond to, whenever you're talking to her. Sometimes she doesn't really want to do what you're asking her to do, you know. But I mean, I've worked with a lot of kids here and other places, and I mean, I wouldn't call that out of normal. I would say that it's sometimes a little challenging, but it's not abnormal or anything like that.
Okay. Take me back to the day she disappeared.
Okay, so I was...
Walk me through that.
Okay, so I was taking pictures at my little girl's dance recital. It wasn't actually the recital, it was the practice for the dance recital, and we had a big backdrop, and I had my fancy camera, and I was getting pictures of all of her classmates, all of her, the kids in the class, in the dance class. And I saw my phone, bzz, 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 and it was Candace, and she was calling me on FaceTime. And of course I couldn't answer because I was taking pictures.
What time was it?
Well, dance class starts at 6, so it was probably around 6:30 or 7, I would imagine.
Okay.
I didn't look at the time, but I
Had you seen her any earlier that day, Candace?
No, hadn't seen her talk to her.
Okay,
yet.
so that was the first
that
contact
was
that
the first
day.
contact, yeah.
Okay, what happened?
And she called me maybe 5 times on FaceTime, and I didn't answer to any of them until class was over, and I'm cleaning up my all camera equipment, putting away the backdrops and everything, and I get a call from a friend of mine, David Dotson. I get a call from him, and he said, Candace has been trying to call you. And I said, I know, I saw it, I wasn't able to answer, what's up? He goes, Summer's missing. And I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't realize at that moment how huge that was, but I was like, oh wow, that's bad. I'll call her. So actually, I don't even think I had to call her. I think she interrupted that call and she called me. And she got on my FaceTime screen. I've got my little girl in the back seat, and she's like freaking out on my screen there saying, Summer's gone, and I called the police, and I don't know what to do. And I said, Candace, I'll be right there. I'm coming. But I said, first I got to get my little girl home. I got to get my husband to put her to bed, and I'll be right there. So I go home, and I get a bag, and I put flashlights and snacks and all the stuff in there, thinking I'm going to be up all night looking for this little girl. And I don't think I even got to the house until probably 9 o'clock because I had to do some other things before I could leave. So I think I got there around 9, and they wouldn't let us in.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us in. I parked my car down there at the little road across from the main road and walked up there, and they had it all taped off. There was helicopters flying around everywhere. There was search dogs. There was police officers and lights, and it was just craziness. And at that moment, I realized, wow, this is a big deal. This is not just a small beans. We can't find her. This is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
So when your first impression when you got there was what?
Wow, this is a big deal. That's just, I mean, not that I didn't think it was a big deal before, but I didn't understand, I guess, at the moment that she told me Summer's missing and we called the police. I didn't know what to expect. This never happened. I'm a rookie. I'd never experienced anything like this before. So, yeah, it was just overwhelming, the amount of, and then I started getting really scared. at that moment that, wow, this little girl's missing. She's been missing for, I guess, a while, that all this team has been put together this quickly, you know.
When you were on the video chat with Candace, explain that to me.
Well, to be honest, I was driving. So
You were what?
I was driving.
Okay.
So I couldn't really give her my full attention, but I just remember that her words were kind of crazy. She was panicking. And so, to be honest, I can't really tell you anything specific that she said. I know I probably asked her how long she's been gone for. I probably asked her questions, but I don't remember because I was distracted and she was in a panic mode. So,
Okay.
yeah.
In panic mode.
She was in panic mode.
It did. She mentioned Don.
Probably, but I don't remember what she said about
Okay.
him.
Did Don call you?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So your communication about Summer was Mom.
Just Mom. Yeah.
Okay. What about Grandma? Did Grandma come to church with them?
She had come. She had come before. Yeah, not regularly, but she had come before.
Okay. The week before this happened, were they here, if you know? The
You know,
family.
The family. I honestly can't remember if they were or not.
Okay.
I don't know.
And when
I
you...
know they were here Mother's Day because that's when I got this necklace.
Oh,
That's when
nice.
she gave me this necklace.
Who Summer gave?
Summer gave me this necklace.
Summer gave you that necklace.
She did. And there
How
was
sweet is
earrings
that?
and a bracelet to go with it. I can't wear the earrings because my ears aren't pierced. But
That's fantastic.
yeah, so I know she was here Mother's Day, and that I'm sure she probably was here after that, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look at
Okay.
my pictures because I take pictures all the time.
Okay.
So.
When you got there, when was the first time you had a chance to see Candace next?
It took a while because they wouldn't let us go up, so there was like a yellow tape down.
When
at the
you
bottom
say
of the truck.
they wouldn't let us.
The police.
And who's us?
It was me and David Dotson. Yeah,
Okay.
we just had to hang out with the police because there was no way for us to go up the driveway.
Okay, and what were the police saying at the line there? Because I know cops talk when people come. What did they say?
They were just telling us how long that they'd been there, and I asked them if they'd had a good picture of her because I didn't know, and a couple of them said, yeah, I've seen a picture of her, and there's another couple that said, we haven't seen a picture yet. And I'm like, what? You haven't seen a picture of this little girl? So I pulled up on my phone.
Which one of these is the picture that if you remember?
Actually, none of these are the ones that
I love
showed
these
them.
pictures,
I
by the
know.
way. That is so vibrant.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Isn't that great?
So precious. Yeah.
I mean, she's just like telling the world, I'm Summer.
I'm beautiful. I
Yeah,
know.
I'm Summer. And then this one, I think she's just being sassy here.
Yeah, she is. She got the colored hair in that
Right?
one.
Is that the one? And this one, what's up with this?
I don't know. She being all cool.
Yeah, being cool. I think that's a cool shot.
Yeah.
Tell me about the haircut story, if you know.
I asked the mom, I asked Candace why they cut her hair, and she told me it was a cool summer cut.
And this picture is, she's what, probably...
Oh, well, that was taken after Mother's Day was the first time I saw her with her haircut, so that was probably taken close to Mother's Day right there.
Okay. And do you know anything about the red truck?
Okay, so that red truck, I've been told, has been, they already talked to the person. And
It's been eliminated?
It's been eliminated. Thank you for the word, yes.
Okay.
So that, actually, I was going through these and I was Xing it out, and because I just don't think that we need to be looking for a red truck
Well, and that's
anymore.
one of the reasons, right?
I know.
Why it's important to keep fresh information
I know,
out there.
I
Because the
know.
investigation's going on, but they're so busy, they can't come up and say, hey, by the way, we're not looking for this red truck anymore.
I know.
And
It wasn't until after I got a big stack of those that I was informed that that was no longer a truck that we're looking for.
Okay,
So
that's good
I've been
information. So you're at the fence, or you're at the line.
Right.
Was it up the driveway?
Well, there was a couple, the police were stopping the traffic there on the main road, the paved road, but then you could walk this way and then go up the driveway, and the driveway, at the base of the driveway where it's real steep going up, that was all blocked off with yellow tape. And there was people there and like side-by-sides and officers and stuff there, and then there were officers out the main road. So we just kind of hung out with the officers at the main road when we realized we couldn't go up that driveway.
Okay. When was the first time then, after that you had a chance to talk to
It
Mom?
was probably around 10 o'clock or so. They finally, said, well, go ahead and go. I guess they wanted us to wait until the dogs were done doing their sniffing. They didn't want to mess up the scent.
Made sense.
So they let us go up after that. Now, David had already been up there before I had, and I don't know the details about when or how, but I know that he was there before I got there and had already talked to the family.
Okay.
And by the time I got there, they had not allowed us to go back up there again. But I think it was maybe around 10 o'clock that the officers finally said, you guys can go ahead and go. So we went up there, and all we did was pray. That's all we did. We prayed with the family and talked to them and hugged on them, hugged on the boys. I mean, that's really all we
Was everybody there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Grandma?
Was there. Mom, Dad, Candace, boys, they were all there. Yeah. And an officer was up there too. Yeah.
Okay. And what was your sense of that when you first saw them?
What was my sense? Like, just the feeling that I got from
When you finally were able to go up there, when you saw them for the first time, walk me through that emotion.
Oh, I just felt, it was just shock. It was just shock, I think, for all of us.
And what did you see on that side when you saw it? From your side, it was shock. Is it shock on their side? What is going on? Help me understand those dynamics.
For me, it was shock. For them, I think it was just confusion. I'm sensing ache, and Candace maybe, a little bit of still had some panic going on. Grandma, I'm sensing from her just despair. I mean, these are all words that I just sensed from her.
I just want to make sure that when you first saw what you saw or sensed what you sensed, it's exactly probably what the cops were thinking in the very beginning, okay? So your impression was you could help this family. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, in my own little way.
Okay. Was that because you are so close to Summer and you understood her dynamics?
Yeah, and even Candace had told me that, that she just feels close to me personally just because she's like, Summer loves you so much that we just all feel so close to you just through Summer's interactions with you, So, yeah.
Walk me through when you left that night. What was going through your mind?
That was a long drive home. I was just devastated that, I guess I just expected her to be found right then and there. I guess I had prayed, I had hoped, and I had done all the right things. I prayed the right prayers, and the people were here. I just knew she was going to be found that night. There was too many people helping. There's no way. And when I drove away and she still wasn't found, and it was, a little chilly at night, and I'm just thinking, I was just devastated that, it was a long ride home for me. It was
Now, this is, there are rumors going on the internet, social media, all this other stuff. Maybe we can clear some of this up.
Right.
Okay. And it's a question about Dawn. Okay. The rumor is he checked out of the house for a little bit. Okay. Is that even true?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did.
The second rumor was, okay, you kind of coached him back into the environment. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. I prayed. Is that coaching?
Oh, yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Good one. Okay. So you didn't call him and say, hey, you need to get back in here or yada yada. Okay. You can see where this stuff goes, right? Pretty quickly.
I wouldn't have been ashamed if I did.
Well, I
should
know.
have,
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what you're supposed to do as a good Christian.
Yeah, sister in Christ. Get on back home.
To
We
help.
really need you.
Right, come on over.
Yeah.
You still have hope.
Yesterday was a bad day.
Tell me about that day.
I don't know. I just felt like yesterday that, I don't know. I just felt like she wasn't going to be found, that it was a lost cause. I was feeling like she's dead. I don't hate to say that. That's terrible, but I just felt like she's dead. We're looking for a body, and that's how I felt yesterday. And then I don't know what happened this morning. Maybe I just read the right scriptures. I don't know. I felt hopeful. I felt hope that today's going to be the day, because that's where I've been most of the journey. Today's going to be the day she's found. And every day it's just another day closer in anticipation for the day that Summer will be found.
Right.
And I lost it yesterday, but today it's back full force.
How was Candace today when she came to church? Did you get a chance to talk?
Yes, she was devastated today. Yeah, I could see it. She was tears. I mean, people are so like, she doesn't show emotion, and there's times where she's got a flat affect. She's callous. She's probably not callous. That's not the word. Numb to the pain. I mean, I can imagine you can only cry so much, and then you just kind of become numb. There are times that she gets numb. Today she was pouring tears out down her cheeks, just pouring tears. She says she feels like she's lost everything, and I can't imagine how that must feel. So
yeah.
She didn't. I mean, she probably did come in at some point, but she was out in the parking lot just crying.
What's a message from Miss Robin here on behalf of, your heart, and what do you want to tell people about?
I just want to tell people that there are some people out there who are lashing out in anger, and I used to call them haters. I'm going to call them hurters. There's people out there that are hurting. Maybe they've been through some childhood trauma. Maybe they view this case and it just brings back all that hurt that they suffered as children. And I'm going to say that there's people out there that are hurting. And my heart, instead of being angry back at them like I was initially, I'm starting to learn that I need to understand where these people that are lashing out, where they might be coming from. I don't know what they've gone through in their life, but I want to show love to everyone, whether we don't know who's guilty and who's not guilty. So let's just love everybody. Let's just calm down and let's just love people. I'm even going to love the people who are lashing out at us and just pray for them. And that's what I want the community to hear, is that we just all need to just pray together to get through this together.
And for all we know at this point with Summer, it could be an accident, it could be intentional, it could be, a variety of other things, right? And so I like your answer, because I think that is a good approach, not to be, and you've been very respectful here to both Candace and Don and the family, and quite frankly to the circumstance, which is Summer. Okay? And I am grateful for that personally, and I want to thank you, for your time and your honesty. Okay, and I always have a follow-up last question. It's kind of like Columbo.
Bring it on.
Okay. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think would be important in this circumstance?
Boy, I wish I had some deep, meaningful thing to present, but I just want everybody to just get through this together and just to pray. I just want us all to pray, because I really think it's going to take a miracle. And maybe if someone out there maybe somebody out there knows something and they're not talking,